or die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky.
ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And that's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That's for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. The games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
VP4TV.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Right, good evening everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for the semi-final match tonight in the 2024 Virtual Black Ball World Championship. We've got Albinario, the defending champion from Sweden, up against MC_Clarky from the United Kingdom. And out of the three remaining players, Matt is the only one still to win his first maiden title, but he's going to have to do it the hard way. He's going to have to take down the best all-round player in virtual pool. That's Albinario. And if he does that, he's then got to take down probably the one guy that has certainly the better mastery of this particular game than most other players, and that's semi-pro in the final. So if you're going to be a champion, you've got to beat champions, and that's the task up against Matt tonight. And before we go any further, there we go. A quick look at the next tournament, which is a 10-ball on the 10-footer, which starts on January the 15th, I think it is. Now, I said it was going to be full. It's been sitting at 6 open seats, then it's down to 4. So there's still plenty of time left for it to fill up. And there's a list of the players that are already in. The usual suspects, as we all know, are in there. And maybe one or two that probably won't show up. There's the odd name there that you see who signs up and then you never see them at all in the tournament. But most of the names on that list there are probably going to play. And still 4 spots left, so it still should be full before the deadline date. Well, you know Albinario means business when he's in practicing a good 45 minutes before his match is due to start, and that's what he's doing. Matt was in earlier on. He's disappeared. Oh no, he's back in again. There he is. He's in his own room. Matt's task today is, well, what's not to happen is what happened to Coldest Pillow in his match, the last round there, because Albinario surprisingly gave up a number of opportunities for Coldest Pillow early on in the match. And overall, Coldest Pillow didn't really capitalise on it, and he didn't get a lot of help from his own break. And that's how fine a margin Matt's up against tonight, because yes, he needs a roll of the ball his way, but he's got to make sure he capitalises on those opportunities. The one thing I would say he has in his favour is that Matt, out of most of the other players in the tournament, has a very good touch for this table. Can still get caught out with the cue ball though, but his touch is very good, and it's going to have to be good tonight if he's going to take down Albi. It's going to be a tough one to call. The other news is Steve, who messaged me for the last match, the one with Albi and Coldest Pillow, saying that he couldn't show up because he was told otherwise by his better half, and he messaged me earlier on today. He won't be here for this match. He is in a meeting, is the reason he gave. He could be just using diplomatic language for saying he's been told off again to stay away from this commentary. But anyway, you'll just have to put up with me. Hopefully the vocal cords will stay moist and dry, and rather than drying out and me going into coughing fits. The chest is still a bit ropey, but it usually takes us, say, a couple of weeks to clear out, which it will eventually do so. So welcome everybody, whoever's there. Nobody's saying much, I noticed that. Welcome to Run Out Rob, who's the only person that can be bothered to type anything in the chat. No doubt others will show as time goes on. And is the room up? Yeah, the room is up. I'm probably rattling away here and they're bloody well started. They're probably lagging off, that's why I can't get in. Well, there we go. Race to 9, remember, on the one-loss side. And Matt to break, although everything seemed... Oh, there we go. I thought everything had sort of broken up or something there. But anyway, we're good to go. And that looks dry straight away. So there's the first bit of run of the ball not to go Matt's way from his break. He's come up dry. But it's not a good table. A fair wee bit of bumping maybe needing done here to get things into play, regardless of what you go for. So the little combo on the yellows gets Albinario underway. Now, that one, I think he's not quite on it 100%. But that's certainly one that would have been handy to get rid of. He could probably tweak that round and pot that right now, but he wouldn't necessarily have a great follow-up shot. Well, he has an angle here where he could possibly check the cue ball, but I think he's better probably just coming around into the space. Yeah, he's a wee bit short, just a wee bit short. Is he thinking taking this one into the side first? Yeah, that was tight. Not much room at all. Now this is a crucial one. The crucial one is getting the pot. The other one is coming out of that clean so we can see this yellow down this end of the table here. And that's the problem. Headed straight into the red. It's killed the cue ball. Oh, but he's got a shot. I thought he was hooked on both of them, but he's got a shot in one, which is all you need. Although he's a bit straight though. How's he going to get onto this yellow down there? Trying to get around the corner and behind it. Well, a great effort. He's had a bump. It doesn't go up top. It's a dodgy cut into the side. And the other problem is to play it at a pace to pot this. He's hardly going to have a great shot in the 8 ball. Cue ball wants to finish in the middle of the table somewhere. But he will have a shot on it, although it won't be that inviting. Well, first part of the deal is done. Now it all hinges on the cut. This for a steal in the first rack, and in it goes. Well, if that doesn't send a message to Matt, nothing will. Matt came up dry in the break. Albinario had a not very inviting table, but that's what a champion like Albie does. He's made his way through it. Big task and a great start for Albie. And it's followed up by a ball in the break. Now this is a far, far better table than what we saw in that first rack. And once this red goes in, Albie into the middle of the table somewhere. He's odds-on certainty to be out here unless he has a disaster. This is a very simple case of join the dots. Well, Matt has had one shot, which was the break off in rack number 1. He's done nothing wrong. Other than a dry break. Well, he's going to be queuing, I think, okay, right through the gap. Just a dead weight roll in for 2-0. And Matt's already under pressure on his next break. Well, he's got the first part of it right. Look at where the 8 ball's gone. And all the reds on the right-hand side of the table, and Matt has no shot other than on a red. And we can see where the problems lie here. You've got the red blocked by the 8 ball in the bottom half of the table. You've got the 2 reds over the side pocket here, none of which goes. And his opening shot is certainly an easy enough pot, but he's got to try and figure a way to deal with this situation right over that side pocket. And if he doesn't deal with it, he looks as if he won't be getting out, especially with that red still there above the 8 ball as well. So he's got a couple of major issues preventing him to get the run out here. Well, he's playing for time. He's freed up the red over the side pocket. He's also moved Albinario's yellow into an awkward spot for him. And Albie's trying to get into that corner, and he's not quite done it. He's not done it at all. The yellow's just sneaked past, and there's enough room for that red to gain control of the pocket and certainly go in as well. So the one thing Matt daren't do is, with the shot he had there, he could have tried to bump the red, but then you could have made a complete hash of that and potted it onto the 8 ball. You can't move that red from the top side unless you've got a guaranteed hit where it's going nowhere near this pocket. So he's got to be scratching his head here, trying to fathom a way to get down anywhere near this red. I mean, he can cut that red up top and run the cue ball and try and come around low, but there's a danger of knocking the 8 ball in as well. You see, he's ended up bumping the yellow, but I think he was trying to come down low in this bottom end of the table here, but there was always a danger he could have ended up getting through there clean and running the 8 ball in, but he hasn't done neither, and he's not sitting great. So he's now got his reds in favourable positions, albeit he's still got an issue with the one nearest to 8 ball because he's got to get down on the short side of it. Meanwhile, Albi can try and do... Oh, well, that isn't going to be particularly great. I mean, he can certainly cut one of them up the table. But again, it would be a sort of in or over the pocket shot with that yellow. Welcome to Mark. You're the only one that's talking, Mark, apart from Rob. Nobody else is saying a word. That's gone to the rail too soon. Well, this is now up in the air in terms of whether Matt's going to manage to work a way to get into this match. See, the other thing is that yellow that's down this bottom end of the table here, it's not a major problem. And Matt, again, just playing for a bit of time, and Albinario is going to deal with this problem, yellow, and it's going to be 3-0. It all hinges on this pot. There you go. So Albinario is going to be in an even stronger position in the next 30 seconds. Terrible flooding in Leicester. Well, I'll tell you something, Mark. We never had any flake of snow or nothing. We've got nothing up here. Yes, there is up north in Scotland, but where we are, whenever there's a north wind or the bad weather that came to the north of England, it skirted towards us, but then moved up the east coast, so we never get anything.
Where's the cue ball going?
So all we've had is a wee bit of frost, and even the last day or two has been milder. We had rain 2 days ago, so we've got absolutely nothing to worry about here for bad weather. Well, that's the thing. If you get a heavy snowfall, the next thing that comes is the thaw, and the water's all got to go somewhere. And the problem with that is the ground's already saturated with all the rain that's been going around the last few weeks. Well, Matt is really up against it. This is not the start he wanted, but he lost the battle, the tactical battle in the third rack. There was nothing he could do about the first 2 racks. And what a difference in how Albinario started this match compared to his last one. He'd made, well, by this stage, he'd made 4 or 5 errors. He's not put his foot wrong once so far. Welcome to Wit. Well, Albinario's definitely got the game face on so far. Meaning big business. And he's just got a nice little angle. He can let this cue ball run out quite a bit. In fact, the more he runs it out, the simpler it will be, as long as he doesn't come to the rail and end up hooking himself some sort of way. But he wants to... Well, has he got... No, he hasn't. He's hooked himself. I never even thought to look. He's hooked himself. Oh, what a shot that was. Never even thought to look. Excellent shot. He shook himself again, though. Quick mute while I have a cough. Well, you know what he's done there. He's hit the 8, but he's knocked it safe next to the yellow. So Matt's going to have to get himself a wee bit more time here, I think. Well, he could have done with that yellow just hanging over the pocket rather than going in. But anyway, he's got the hook. This is the thing. When Albinario, I think Albinario is most vulnerable when he's in the winner's side. And by that I mean the fact that if he goes all the way in the winner's side straight to the final, then you've got a chance of beating him, obviously, in the final. But the problem with that is that when he goes to the one-loss side early on, or earlier in the tournament than predicted, then that gives him full focus, and then he's in proper Albinario mode. He's most dangerous and threatening, and full focused. And you're getting an example of that at the moment. And this is a big shot for Matt. Well, he's got the tough one out of the way. Well, no, but when Albie does get, I mean, he was here 45 minutes before this match started, and that means he's got a job in hand, and he's meaning business. Well, this is a vital rack for Matt to get underway here. The break goes to Matt now, so got to try and take full advantage of this. Get a decent break and get control of the table. And I don't think anything's going again. And dry break number 2 for Matt. Yeah, everybody's that bloody shy. You'd think at least the odd one or two of them would wish us a happy new year. Them that haven't been here the last few days or whenever. No, even that. So Matt, having won his first rack, promptly comes up dry in his next break. He's in 2 breaks, both of them bone dry, which does not help the cause. And the fact that Albinario has chosen the yellows, he's going to have to bide his time because he's got 2 yellows locking up the 8-ball. Well, what did I watch over Christmas? I watched the 10 Commandments again. That shows you how bad the television was over Christmas. I watched the 10 Commandments. I watched The Big Country, all of which I've seen multiple times. What else? I watched Some Like It Hot, which I've seen multiple times. I could act it myself. Well, Matt's potted Albinario's yellow there, hoping that his red would maybe follow it in. And that's a bit of a howler because now the 8 ball is free and Albie has a free shot where he can deal with any other issues if he can. Oh, now that might not have worked out too good. I watched a wee bit of that. I never watched the whole episode. I saw the sort of last bit of it. Oh, what do you call him? You mean the cricketer? Him with the face that looked as if he's ran into a brick wall. What do you call him again? Freddie Flintoff. Freddie Face-Off, more like. That, what's his face? Him that's world champion was on it. He was the pro dart player that was on it, wasn't he? Luke Littler, or Luke the Nuke. I don't know what the hell the one. I never saw the end of it. I saw the. I wasn't even paying much attention to it, to be honest with you. I was just flicking through the channels, moaning, saying, "Look at all the shit that's on the telly again." Well, Mac now must endeavour to get the job done here. And I don't think that's really helped him at all. He had the right idea, but all to no good now. He's going to try and come up the short side, and he hasn't gone high enough. He might have liked to have had maybe an angle on this where he could run the red in and run forward and get a bump, but he can't do that. But that would have been the plan. And now he's in deep doo-doo. Well, £500,000 for winning the title, but in the last, I watched all the final. The last year he's won over £1 million, the boy, and he's only bloody 17-year-old. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking the other day that, you know, Jockey Wilson, John Lowe, Eric Bristow, all of those dart players long gone will be really annoyed at the amount of money that's going around nowadays compared to what they were earning. Well, by the way, that's the other thing I meant to ask. What the hell's happened to the other tournament, the other Darts World Championship? Is it still running, or has it been knocked in the head? You know, the one that the BBC always showed. Because I haven't seen any of that in the telly. Has it been disbanded, and they've gave up and let the PDC just have the main event now? Because I haven't seen any information on that. But one thing I have noticed is that I don't see any darts tournament in the telly. Because you usually get the PDC one obviously on Sky, but then you've got the one that the BBC's always showed for years and years and years until the PDC came along, and then all the top pros went over to that organisation. So it sounds to me like the other event has died a death and been killed off. Well, Albinario now should be 4-1 in front. He's got a free shot. He can deal with the problem yellow up table. Well, he's got a yellow into the side. And he'll just probably stop there for the yellow down into the corner. So another tactical battle that Matt has lost here. And it's these that he needs to win as well. That's not helping his cause either. When you think about it, that Luke Littler, he was playing Michael van Gerwen, who back in the day was the youngest world champion at 24, and this boy's only 17-year-old. And he's already been to 2 world finals. Unbelievable. Well, Albinario stretches the lead to 3 again. And with only being a race to 9, Matt needs to get a move on at some point very, very soon. Well, there's the first bit of assistance. I think Albinario's come up dry. And again, now at this stage in the tournament, and this table night, it might not be the best looking table, but really, Matt has to make the most of this and find a way out. That red does go, and I think he's overhit that by quite a margin. I don't believe that he wanted to be there for 1 second. I think he wanted to be somewhere in this slot. And he has completely taken his eye off the ball there, because I think he overhit that by quite a bit. I'm pretty certain he wanted to be in this spot here somewhere to try and open stuff out. And it's all backfired on him. He's missed the red. And he's let Albinario in straight away here. And when you end up not getting necessarily everything going your way, you've just got to try and blanket from your mind and play the table and focus. But the one thing you can't rely on is a great deal of assistance from Albinario. Now, obvious problems, the 2 yellows. And, well, there's an angle there. He'd have to force this a wee bit if he was going to try and bump in. And I think he's just going to try and get onto the one into the side. And that'll do nicely. He doesn't have to move anything now. Well, I think he'll just drop this in dead and play this 8 ball long into this bottom left-hand corner. I think he can hold the cue ball up there, no problem. I mean, he can pot this dead weight and he'll have a fairly straight 8 ball down in the bottom. For a 5-1 lead and halfway home already for Albinario. And we're 28 minutes into this match. And it does not look good for Matt. But, well...
Where's the cue ball going?
It's already gone. And things go from bad to worse. There's nothing worse than self-inflicted damage. And that's what happened in that last rack there. Matt tried to get in position, didn't get there. Then he didn't really take a great deal of time over the red that he missed. And that was his last shot, last rack. Now he's had a scratch. So his task difficulty level just multiplies even more here if Albinario can get out. Now, shouldn't be a problem playing the cut combo. I think he can get to the red. Now, does he play it now? Now that he's on it, I think he should. Yeah. Well, that will go, that red. It's very tight, but it will go, but I don't think he's that 100% keen on it. But he's got enough margin there to get that in clean. Yeah. Well, the 8 ball looks easy enough, doesn't it? Right in the middle of the table. But he's got to get that cue ball out into the table as well to have a reasonable shot in this 8 ball. And that should be okay now. He's got the angle to duck behind this yellow. So it's just about judging the pace. And that will do very nicely for a 6-1 lead. Well, Albinario's winning his last match against Coldest Pillow, I think, was 9-4. And this is looking more like a blitz here, the way things are going. And that was all from the scratch on Matt's break. Looks dry. Well, that's another little bit of assistance from Albinario. But is Matt going to be up to the task? Well, this is a little dicey one down the rail. And again, it just runs out onto the jaw. And the one safety net that Matt's got at the moment is that one isolated yellow down this end of the table here. That's the one that Albinario would have to get to get the run out. But that red is so far in the pocket that if you can get any decent shot on a yellow onto it, you would think he's going to get his ball to follow it in. Yeah, the winner of this match plays semi-pro in the final. Welcome to Bedhead. No, he doesn't stream Shooters Pool. Mal doesn't do live streams. And as for upgrading anything, I won't be upgrading anything, I'm afraid. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't happening. Welcome to Interchange X. At least I thought I saw Interchange X there. Oh, there he is. He's not appearing in my chat on the phone, but he's on the chat on the screen. And, well, Matt's nailed himself to his own red. When you look at this table, you would think that Matt's got slightly the upper hand at the moment, if only because he's got this control of this pocket down here. But Albinario can very quickly deal with that if he can get this yellow to follow it in. And that's the problem. If this goes in, it's 7-1 pretty much. You called him Bedhead? No, I called Todd Bedhead. Oh no, have I got it wrong? Who? No, wait a minute. My apologies. You're right enough. I'm mixing him up with Joel. That's who I mixed up with. I do apologise. I stand corrected. Yeah, whenever Joel appears, I get mixed up with Joel and Todd. Excuse me. Well, Matt, with his free shot, has now got a red in the middle of the table, which to me, I'd have thought that's the one he should have took when he was on it. He might end up in nothing here. Well, he's the little kiss. And he's just got to get a little jab into this cue ball here. Well, he's recovered the situation. Again, needs a follow-up rat. He could do with a break and run here. And the 8-ball's going to get knocked in. Well, he's got a yellow. That's a start. And he's probably going to be taking yellows because he's certainly got an easy starter. The problems start in tidying up this area here. He's slightly the wrong angle in this yellow making the cut in. And now he's sort of slightly no man's land already. And now the cue ball's running loose here. He's got to hold it together. 8-ball goes. There's no problem with the 8-ball. It's all about just managing the cue ball here. Oh, did he really want to do that? He's okay though. That could have married up with the yellow there and he had no shot. Big risk he took there. Well, he's managed to deal with the issues. Not that there were any major issues. It was all just about moving the cue ball. So, 2 in a row for Matt. And Albinario again, success in the break. And, well, he could play the combo, which means obviously it'd been yellows. And the yellows are all available. The only concern you would have is that one and getting the cue ball out of there. That's the problem right here. Because all these other yellows are isolated up the table. So my concern would be, yes, you can pot that, and yes, you can pot that, but you've got to get this, hit this hard enough to get the cue ball out of here, which is not necessarily a guarantee. Well, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. He's got himself absolutely bolt straight on that yellow. And if he pots it, he's only either rolling forward or nipping back off this. And he's got to nip back far enough to get enough sight in the yellow. And he's got to roll forward far enough to get the potting angle in the yellow in the middle of the table. Well, he's found the gap. And that looks a good angle to pot this, run the rail and come out. I think he needs to get the pace in it right. That's perfect. Absolutely spot on. So, a little draw back, a little stun draw. See, that's a stun draw where you're hitting it fairly firm, but the cue ball, with that impetus from just a marginal point of the tip below the equator, does the trick. Oh, now it's another disaster.
Where's the cue ball going?
And Matt's had another scratch in the break. And, well, you feel now it's only a matter of time. Albinario's got the free shot straight away here. Well, is he on that yellow into the side? Presumably he had the idea of taking the yellows. I may well still do that. Now, I think if he's got the angle, he can run straight through and either deal with that one or get the one up top. With the idea of coming back for that one. No, he's going to stick with these down at this end then. Well, it's critical then that whatever your last ball is going to be, the assumption then would be that either that one there, I mean, it seems weird that he's already on that one. You would decide you'd take that one, but you want to get the top half of this 8 ball to be able to cut it in. So these next 2 shots are critical in getting top side of that 8 ball. Well, this is a sort of little stunny draw or a little spinner. And that's perfect as long as he doesn't hook himself. But he's going to be well away from that because all he needs to do is just run this in and go forward, and then he can cut that into the side, no problem. He's played the stunt. So it's all looking very comfortable for Albinario. And he's on the hill and breaking for the match. Cue ball. Oh dear. Well, it's dry. Well, this is just going to be probably an opportunity for another consolation rack for Matt. Because I think unless a miracle happens, the match is gone. So reds it is. He's going to have to play the combo now, I think, but he's going to be well hampered. And that isn't a guaranteed combo. This could hit the knuckle and stay there. But he's got the line perfect. Could have done with the red coming out a bit further though. Well, can he get that clean? I think he's okay. Well, he's okay as far as potting the red goes. And he's right in the gap. Now, if he runs right through, he's trying to get around into the opening back around the other side. That's well done. But that red possibly would have went into the opposite side pocket there. Well, it looks as if there's loads of room to go in the 8 ball. He's got to avoid traffic. Oh, a couple of helping bumps. Well, this is still not a gimme. But he's got it. Cue ball safe. But as he delayed the inevitable, or is he going to get another rack in the board from his break this time? Oh, something dropped. Well, if you take reds, you've got that red that's the issue. So he's played for the bump. He's got on the red. And now he needs to come. I mean, this is a slight problem here. I think he's got to get that one over that top corner pocket, like now, by way of opening the pocket for the other red. And now he really wants to get into this gap. Yeah, round about here. He didn't really come out far enough. He wanted to get sort of straighter on this red into the side. Cue ball just want to leak away again. And he doesn't want to go past this and block himself off, so he's hit it. Easy enough to nip back off that one. And he should have the 8 ball into the side. For another little double from Matt. So now this is where things need to happen. It's more than last chance saloon for Matt. Albinario breaking for the match. It needs to happen now. Any time later and it's no good. Well, I think it's dry for a start. So Albinario has given a little bit of late assistance here, or late opportunities for Matt. Now, I think he needs to just get a good study at this table. Because I think pretty much both sets are doable. This would be the major issue here. With those 2 balls, the red and yellow. So, let's see what he plumps for. Is he going to try and get a bump right now? Well, he can certainly do that. That's a very good shot. He doesn't even need to bump anything. He can just stop the cue ball. Has he got room? No, it doesn't go. I thought that squeezed by those 2 yellows. It doesn't. No way it goes. Well, he's got a brush on it. And another little tricky one. He just needs to come back an inch. And that's perfect. Now the problem starts, and the problem's that ball there. Now, is he going to play the little cut combo? This red's going to leak away. Yeah, but he's held it well. And this is a good out. So, Matt is back to within 2 with a break coming up to get back to within 1. Well, who knows what might happen now. Well, I'll tell you something though. His break's deserted him again. That's at least the 3rd dry break that Matt's come up with. And now he has to sit back because it's all out with his control. You've got those 2 yellows in the middle of the table, not necessarily going anywhere fast, which is probably one reason Albinario is going to steer well clear of them. Well, I think he's going to have to go long up the rail here with that one. And if he can just stop it through, he can deal with that problem one right there, because that's the one that's going to be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue if you were dealing with anything up there, because you can then get it into this corner. And he's on it. He's got the line for the red into the side. Don't know whether he's got the angle where he can just run through. No, he's slightly offline. But that's good enough. So if he goes through to the one up top, you would think it's game, set and match. Because then you're just dropping that in, and if you've got the right angle, you can either go to the rail or go forward, drop that into the side, and 8-ball into the other side, and it's all over. Yep, that's perfect. He's dead straight. He can just roll through. Well, I suppose that's typical of the match, the way this has ended. That Matt's third dry break that I can count on has cost him the match in the end. Albinario running the table for a 9-6 win and a rematch, a revenge match with semi-pro in the final. If we look at the bracket, we can see that down there is where semi-pro had the better of Albi in that match earlier in the tournament, and it was a final rat decider then. But now in the final, which has a deadline date of January the 12th. What is it a race to? Is it 15 or something? It's a race to 13. Albinario trying to win this title back-to-back. He's the defending champion. And semi-pro, I think, trying to win his second title. In fact, hang on a minute. Let's just have a look at the stats. Get this damn thing to work. There we go. Where is he? There he is. The semi-pro won the straight pull and he won the 8-ball world rules. But he hasn't won the black ball yet. So that'll be a first. The problem is, it's Albinario is a man on a mission. And, well, Matt's came close. I think he's got to the final of the Virtual World Snooker Championship last year. Was it Albinario come up against in that? I can't remember now. But he's going to have to go at it in the 10-ball tournament coming up. So Albinario's there for another go at another title, and only semi-pro can stop him. So well done to Albinario, well done to Matt for going well deep into the tournament, but again, just falling short. It certainly looks a lot more interesting scoreline than it was earlier on. But Matt couldn't get those breaks working for him really when he needed them to work. And it's better luck next time, as I say. So we look forward to the final whenever that's going to be. I'm off all of this week. And when I go back to work next week, I'm only in a couple of days. I'm taking all my days that are still remaining to me this year. So I've got a couple of days work next week after this week, and hopefully be around to maybe catch that final. So until then, folks, I will say thank you for your company, and I will bid you good evening, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.